Welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Carrie and this is MyChairSpins. So today we are still learning about Microsoft Teams. We're going to learn how to use channels, what the tabs are for and how to use them. We're also going to learn all of the apps that are available for you to add. So are you ready to get started? Let's go. Okay, so we're going to start with tabs. So each channel, in our last video we covered how to create channels and that the file structure doesn't carry over from one channel to the other, so each channel has its own file structure. The same goes for tabs. Tabs are also much like the files. They are specific to the channel that they live in. You can add a variety of different things as a tab. One thing to note though is that if you want to add a tab that's an Excel file or a Word file or a PowerPoint file, it needs to already be uploaded into your files or created new. So if we go here to add and try to add an Excel file right now, it's going to show us that there are no files at this location. But if we first go and create a new Excel file, and we'll just create this. So we've now created an Excel file and save it. It automatically saves. You don't have to save it yourself. It'll automatically save. So now that we have this test file that exists in the files, now if we go and try to add an Excel file, it will show us that test file and let us save it. So we'll just Excel test file. There we go. So let's look and see what other kinds of things we could add as a tab. One of my favorites is that you can add any website URL as a tab. It doesn't have to exist anywhere already. You can just name the tab whatever you want to call it and then paste the link to the URL in here. Let's say we wanted to add Google. This is the URL we want to add. We would just copy it, go here, add website. We would just type Google or whatever the website is that you're adding. We would put the URL in here and then there we go. So then it automatically is in there already, so you don't have to leave the Teams application to access these URLs that you've added as websites. So this is a great feature. And that little notification box or that checkbox that I clicked that said notify the channel that you're adding a new tab, if we come to the posts, you'll see those two notifications. This is the one where we added the Excel test file, and this is the one where we added the Google website. There are several other things that you can add, including an existing SharePoint document library, a OneNote notebook. This will let you either create a new one or add an existing one. You can add PDFs, you can connect Power BI, and a variety of other third-party applications here. So there is a lot to choose from, and they're adding more and more every day. So then let's move on now that we've talked about tabs. And again, let me remind you that each channel has its own set of tabs. So for the general channel, you may have just the generic or standard things that you would want the whole team to have access to quickly or easily. But then in Facebook, you may only add tabs for the things that apply to Facebook. So we looked at this, and this is set up based on my business, right? So MyChairSpins is the name, and then I have the general channel, and then I have to do work on my Facebook page or my group, then my website, and then my YouTube. So that's how we broke this down in the last video, just as a reminder. So as far as the apps over here on the control panel, you have the capability to drag and drop these into a different order if you'd like. You can also right click and you can choose to unpin the ones that are pinned, or you can add new ones. For example, I added the Adobe Creative Cloud here. I picked it from this more, and then I went to more apps, and then it gives you the list of all the applications that you can add in. Once you add one in, you can right click it and pin it, and it will always stay in this control tray. If you liked the content in this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and click the bell to be notified every time I upload a new video. I'll see you soon.